Oh, it's going to be a very grumpy version of me on Friday. She's not going to like that. Because even when I get home, I'll be sat there watching the results come in. I fucking love it. I do. I really, it's like, I get like that about that the way that other people get about sports. You know, I will sit there like, oh, look at that swing. Look at that
Oh, you might as well
swing.
wait till the morning.
I know. Well,
Just
I
wait till the
usually do.
morning.
I pass out and then wake up and go, the Tories won. What? We voted to leave. What the fuck is going on? This is insane. Good morning,
I
everyone.
remember waking up for that after the Brexit vote. And it was just before it got called, but it said, "Oh, Leave's in the lead." I'm like, "No, that can't be right."
Yeah, yeah, that was a crazy one, wasn't it? That was really weird.
It'd be like waking up Friday morning, going, Labour are in the lead.
Yeah, that'll be the shock will be that Labour in the way Labour are winning. I will be genuinely shocked by that.
But of course, for us, it's a win-win. But from
Why?
point of view of content,
Yeah.
it's a win-win because Labour or Tory. I was looking up today that Greater Manchester NHS between now and 2023 will have cuts totalling to £500 million to health services in the northwest, in Manchester, the city of Manchester. My doctor's surgery alone will lose nearly £100,000. It will lose AGP. And that made for grim. Because that's the thing, is that everyone says vote Tory to get Brexit, but as I've said all along, my problem with that is that I then have 4 or 5 years of Tories.
Yeah, I honestly though I don't see the Labour being any different in terms of the NHS and all that. I don't see. I've not seen like they're like that. Did you see that thing that they were like, oh, average family is going to be £6,000 better off, and then people went into it and it was like it was not even close to average families.
No.
It was a very very specific kind of family who were just wealthy enough to be earning a lot, but live in rented accommodation, so they're not buying. For some reason, they haven't bought a house. They both got trains using a train pass into London every day, and they both paid top whack for 2 kids to be in childcare, which means they were both their kids are under 4. So it's like that's not really your average family, you know. Like most people don't have all. You know, most people average family are going to have a kid in school, aren't they? Surely, just
You'd
by
have
the
thought so.
you know, and don't necessarily both get the train to London and all that. But like, yeah, something like £5,000 off the £6,000 was the train pass and the childcare. Which again, though, that it's one of them with Labour. The thing I worry about is, say they do the childcare thing where they extend it. The problem with the way that works is they pay so little per child that it just creates these kind of ghetto style child centers, you know, where because they can't afford to to hire proper staff, you know. So then you get all this shit with the abuse victims.
The
and
reason
that.
you can, though, to be fair, the one near me does that. I'm obviously we don't use them.
Yeah.
But even when we did, we had to pay. But there's a mixture of paying and the government ones, which does cover the standard child fee sort of thing.
It's a good way to do
So
it. Yeah,
it always
you've got to
works
have a
like
mix.
that. It always works like that because none of them just have ages 2 to 3.5, or 2 to 4. It doesn't work like that. So they're always bringing in the income.
Yeah, it's just that it's that thing though. For me, it's the problem with policies like that where we're like, yeah, all kids, from the age of like 1 or whatever it was. I can't remember which one, if it was them or the Lib Dems that were just saying basically from birth, pretty much, or 3 months. But the problem with policies like that is they feel good at the start, but then it's not for 5 to 10 years before. Which is what's happening now, which is where we get all the abuse things, where it's like, 17 kids, 50 kids were raped over a 5-year period and all this stuff. Because they, fair enough, you can run it on a mixture. And I know the ones near, because we visited a few around near me. Yeah, of course they do. It's the only way they can survive. They can't survive just on the government one. Because it's like people that work for, in the legal, when they get legal aid, you can't just work for legal aid, because it doesn't cover costs.
No, but it just doesn't work like that with childcare, does it? There's too much of a mixture. But I tell you something, it's all the fucking cloud, never the silver lining with you, isn't it?
I'm just saying.
Fucking capitalist prick. Everything, everything to do with the state. Oh, it'd be terrible.
Well,
Thin gruel for everyone.
If you don't mind, if you don't mind,
your kids will be raped. That's
you don't
it.
mind, if you
That's
don't
just
mind,
it. Your kids will be buggered.
A considerably higher risk of your child being sexually abused. Then,
because
Labour.
that will totally drop with private, because we all know that private schools have a far lower rate of fucking rampant buggery than fucking normal schools do.
Oh,
no one got bummed at my local comprehensive booth.
You don't know that.
I do, because I'd have known.
I'd
have been bummed.
Biggest gossip in the school, you. Oh, still the tea. What's going on?
You'd know if it. Come on, you knew if a kid pissed themselves. You'd certainly know if they'd been fucking bummed.
Yeah.